Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. Once again, we attempted to set up for ARC, and you can probably guess how well that went. Today I'm joined with Brandy. Alyssa has went off to bed, so it is just the two of us, and I am to be joining you in progress of thing.
Yes.
Is that under career or special?
It's a career.
Okay. Join players co-op, friends playing.
Gotta get gotta get
I'll have
past
to
can't let her, bypass me.
see if we can do it through game bar. Game bar, join game. Yes. So the in-game menu doesn't want to show you, but like the game bar will let me just hop in. That's fine. It works that way.
And then if you want to do a side by side comparison, if you walk to the left side of the house from where you're standing, it's mostly clean.
Okay, well I'm still on loading screen, so
Okay.
yeah. I am downloading dirt.
There's not that much. No.
3.326 megabytes in total. On this burger. Okay. Almost forgot. I'm going to include my background music that I usually have for my intermission in here as well. That way, long silences are pretty covered. Sometimes I remember to do that, sometimes I do not.
Yeah. I mean, if yeah, I could talk about. I guess that is the left side. Sorry.
That's the side that I approached on, was the side over here. I mean, I can start on this end and work toward you if you want to do that.
That's fine.
Alright.
I'm trying to find the piece of dirt I can't see. Shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised now that Alyssa started streaming that she hasn't streamed Dreamlight Valley yet.
We haven't played that in a while, to be honest.
Well, I didn't know if like you've done pretty much there all is to do like with the current version of the game yet.
Um,
Like,
no, it is now on full release. It's no longer early release.
yeah, but if there's still features like the multiplayer aspect that's supposed to be there that isn't there, it's still like unfinished. That and games nowadays, it's like even when they're released, like there's going to be updates, there's going to be content added, this, that, and the other as time goes on. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if anything new has happened since we last played. Um, I know like they added Scar and maybe I think Woody and Buzz. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
yeah, like I said this before, but not on stream. Yeah, it's like it's one of those games that I would have no ambition to play on my own. So that's why I kind of been holding out for the multiplayer to even think about it.
At least, thankfully, there's a couple of us that know what the hell we're doing in the game.
Yes. So I will not be like, "Wah!" I'll be like, "What am I supposed to do again?"
Yeah, I know. See, alright. We're supposed to have a whole bunch of stuff set up for the next time we did PowerWash.
Yeah, but this is not a scheduled power wash. This is a oh shit, arc didn't work. Time to use time to do power wash.
I mean, the only thing I can give anybody right now on a topic that comes to mind, and it's because I've talked about it today, is the Radium Girls.
Nope. You keep that out of here.
That or Mandela effects.
I find Mandela effects interesting. Because I guarantee you, right now, when I watched it as a kid, it was Berenstein Bears. I swear to God.
Uh-huh.
That's what I remember. That's
I remember that too.
it's like it's not one of those things like oh I guess I just missed. Just like this is something that I watched almost on a weekly basis during a few years of my childhood. Like it was ingrained into my brain. The way they said it in the show, the way like everything. It's not just a simple like oh I only read it and never realized it was an A. It's like no, this is like the when I was first introduced to this Mandela effect, I was like, that's like jolting. That's like when I first heard Berenstain Bears, I was literally revolted. I was like, that's not what it is. Turns out apparently that's what it is. I'm in the wrong dimension, I guess.
That one I remember. I think what other ones I remember. Do.
My game's doing a thing where it's like jolting me to like every so often like my vision will just slightly shift over, kind of like a lag spike or whatever, but like it's smooth until it just suddenly jerks. And I was like, okay, it's happened a few times now. It's kind of concerning. Like I just did it again. Maybe if I used the C mode and did it that way, it would be a little bit better. That way my vision's stationary for the most part.
Yeah, or it's
Not did it again.
all right. Jiffy peanut butter. It's Jif, not Jiffy.
That one I could probably chalk up to like I really didn't pay attention to the label all that much, and Skippy is also a thing, so it's just like it might just been a childhood nickname for it. Especially because like there's like Jiffy brand like cornbread mixes and stuff like that, so like Jiffy is a brand that exists or whatever. So that one I can dismiss a little bit, but like in my head, I could easily think of a version of the label that says Jiffy.
Yes.
But like that's more of a passive one. Like the Berenstein Bears really got me. The Jiffy peanut butter, like I could see how that could go both as a Mandela effect or just misremembering.
All right. So what about Looney Tunes?
What about them specifically?
You watched them a lot as a kid, right?
Fairly often, yeah.
something that you would remember.
Yeah.
All right. So people say it is Toons. It is not. It is Tunes. You're having a moment.
I am having a moment because like when you spelled it Toons, I could see the logo with it spelled that way. And then when you said no, it's Tunes, I'm like, no, that's yeah, that sounds right. And I can picture it in my head. I'm like, okay, yeah. Yeah, because like when I think about it, like it might have just like that one is one of those ones that I could see being a misremember thing because you also have to remember that Looney has the double O's in it, so there is the double O presence on the logo regardless. And Porky Pig would go through one of those O's, so your attention was always on the double O's during the That's Ball folks portion. So
Yeah,
I could see that one being a trip of the mentality.
but I remember it Toons. So then, what do we got else here on the list? There's the Berenstain Bears. Ah, Curious George's Tale was never there.
I was I never really like was into Curious George much at all. Um, it was one of those shows that I just was bored with a lot. Like he's like, okay, we're just following a monkey around, and he like the whole premise is he's a curious monkey, he gets into trouble, and then it's all okay at the end. But like the whole thing is like, okay, most of this like the people around him could be talking more, like more exciting things could be happening. It just didn't appeal to me. So like in order for me to remember whether or not he has a tail at all, I was like completely unfazed by that one. I was like, he doesn't have a tail. Okay. He also didn't have an entertaining show. Whoa! Couldn't keep my ADHD brain attention to it for long.
Okay, so how do you spell Febreze? Like the air freshener.
Shit. Uh. Shit.
How would you think it's spelled?
Febreeze.
Incorrect.
Damn
It
it,
is.
it's the other way. I literally have a bottle of Febreze in the room, and it's faced the wrong way.
Well, no, that's how people remember it. That's how I remember it being in the bigger blue bottle. But it is Febreze.
So I added an extra E. You know, because the word breeze does actually. How much was. Yeah, I went completely out of frame on that one. But yeah. I have a bottle of Febreze fabric on a shelf behind me. It was just facing the opposite way, so I couldn't look at the label. Oh, I literally reached back and turned around. And I was like, "Yep, Febreze." Yep,
Okay.
okay.
Oscar Mayer.
What? Like the spelling?
Yep. On the Meyer part.
Meyer.
Nope.
That's how you usually would spell Meyer. Sorry.
Maye.
Mm, so Oscar Mayer. Okay.
No, a lot of people think the way that you spelled it.
I mean, that's how most people with the last name of Meyer spell it. So that's another one that can go under the category of could be just a simple misunderstanding. Same with the Febreze. It's like Breeze and Meyer are spelled these ways in other contexts. So your brain's just like, well, this brand must have it spelled the same way. That word's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a doubter of the Mandela effect in total, because obviously the Berenstain Bears is the one that, like, yes, I believe Mandela effects are fully real. It's just some are misremembering and some are like an actual Mandela effect.
I really wish I could remember what I like all the ones that the podcasts that I listen to, the ones that they've done, because I've sat there and I'm like, what? No. I'm literally just plopping a list off of Google right now. Um, so Monopoly Man and his monocle.
Okay, this one I was hoping we would get to. I know for a fact, 100%, that he does not have a monocle. Um, And if you would have asked me plain out of the blue, like before I was aware of this Mandela effect, if he had a monocle, I'd be like, yeah, sure, he has a monocle. It makes sense. Every time I've ever seen him with a monocle, it looks wrong. So like that's the reassurance that I have that like he does not have a monocle. It's like it looks bad. It looks wrong.
Okay. Same. I don't remember a monocle, but ah, here we go.
And then there's also there's some people might be confusing it with the venture capitalist app guy, because I believe he has a monocle, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. You're gonna love this next one. Pikachu's tail.
Okay, I am fully on board with the one that's wrong. Like that was the one that I remember from my childhood. I had a freaking like fat Pikachu plush, everything, and he had the brown thing on the tail, like where it says there's not one.
Yeah.
And I'm upset that it's not right. Take me back to the dimension where it's right. I miss it. Because then the tail detail for the female one, like the actual heart shows. Most people are like, yeah, it's like a little bump on the end because it looks like you can have a heart there. It's like, no, the version of Pikachu I remember, it would have an actual like dark brown blackish heart on the tip of the tail with that. But nah, this version of Pikachu looks like it just has a butt tail.
Okay, so the two pictures that I'm looking at, which I can screenshot and send to you if you
It's
would
probably
like.
the male one that just has the brown tip.
The black tip,
Well,
but
black tip. It's like it's one of the. Okay, so the tail on the Pikachu plush worn out to where you could start seeing that it was actually brown instead of a black on it. So it's like a
yeah,
really deep dark brown.
but then the correct version apparently,
The quote unquote correct version.
yeah, has no color at the top, but then has a
The
little bit of brown at the
the
beginning
fade
of
to
the.
brown in the bottom. Yes,
Yeah,
I I don't think that's bad. I just think the tip needs the thing as well, because it
okay.
makes the heart thing for the female one make sense instead of having the female with an ass tail. I don't like the ass tail. It's literally a repulsive thing. Like It's one of those things like, no, this is wrong, but I can't do anything about it because apparently in the wrong dimension for it to be right.
All right. So the next one, the hyphening Kit Kat.
Okay, this one I could definitely see being there, but and I feel like someone was like, yeah, the original like label or whatever had it in there. I think it was one of those ones, but I'm not sure. Like it makes sense to have Kit Kat be hyphenated, but it's also it's not it doesn't perturb me for to have it not there.
Right. Which, uh, so the correct one, which obviously I bought some Kit Kats tonight.
And you can verify this.
The universe knew what it was doing.
The universe knew. Speaking of which, speaking of snacks, I still haven't tried the flaming hot Cool Ranch Doritos on my desk.
Shame on you.
So I'm gonna. That's not. There we go. Press all the wrong buttons. All right. It wants to cut it out of the camera view. There. If it's in front of my face, it'll stay visible. Right. I'm going to be nice to the audience, and I'm going to mute my stream audio, my microphone for my stream audio, and I'm going to snack a little bit. All right. I had 2 chips. Do you remember I think it was like the buffalo or something. You don't really see them around anymore, but I can Google it real quick.
Buffalo.
Hi, Jack. It was something buffalo for Doritos. Buffalo Ranch Jacked, I believe it was. Yeah. So buffalo. Okay, Jack dip. They were. I think they were like Buffalo Ranch or the Ranch Dipped Hot Wings ones, I think is what they. Yeah. Yeah, you don't really see the jacked ones anymore. But yeah. It was pretty much like that. It tastes very similar to that, which I did like. And I guess because, like, Cool Ranch, Flaming Hot, you get that ranch and that heat. So I can see where the similarities are, and that might be it's the current form of what used to be what I'm referring to. It pretty much it used to be like you eat a few and then the heat starts to creep up. This one does have a subtle heat right out of the gate, so they've definitely changed something. It's not like an off-putting heat. It's kind of like it's still Jack, calm down, bud. He's sitting here yowling at me, trying to climb up on the desk, on the chair. What's your issue, bud?
You're not supposed to be streaming right now, Dad. Fuck off. No.
It's probably what you want. It's me to stop streaming and give him attention instead. Did I nail it? Don't you dare go and pick on Jack. Don't pick on Garfield just because I'm not giving you attention. When we're gonna try to put Garfield in a headlock, Garfield immediately like bashed him off and like glared at him, and then went back in the other room. Yeah, that's what you get for being a jackass. Back to the chips. I can still even now I can still like I'm still feeling like the subtle heat to them, which is fine. Like it's not a bad thing. Some people might like consider that like me talking about it that much a bad thing. It's like no, it's not bad. I've made strides in my spice tolerance. I used to not even look at anything that had like a spicy label on it.
I mean, you're getting used by cooking.
I was starting to get used to it before that though, like, and that and the slap your mama seasoning is not even remotely that hot. Like these chips are more hot than that seasoning.
Okay. Normally, I don't. I see. I had to stop using the crushed red pepper because I was accidentally putting on a little too much on some things.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have refrained myself from using it, and then that evergreen seasoning though, that has some kick to it.
hmm.
But
But I had also gotten that sriracha sauce and stuff. I had gotten like a chipotle ranch and stuff in the fridge now. Like I'm doing the things with the spicy things.
you know, the one time AJ isn't going to join the live, and there's nobody to argue on PowerWash. You know it's true.
Yeah. Hitting that back to back, cha-ching, cha-ching. So you got any more Mandela effects on the list there?
Fruit of the Loom logo.
Uh,
The
I've heard of
with
this one.
with or without the
The
cornucopia.
cornucopia. Uh, when this
I
one was first brought up to me, it was like, okay, I remember like at one point there was a cornucopia, but like they had done a change in logo or whatever. So I just assumed that it was like cornucopia old, no cornucopia new. But apparently it was no cornucopia or whatever at all.
um yeah, apparently there was never one, but I remember one.
Like I do too. I just always figured it was the old one.
Yeah, no, like in the description for it, it literally says it used to have a cornucopia, right? Behind the fruit, right? Right?
So that okay, so the person who did this article or whatever's on our side was like, yeah, it's like old. It's like no, it's non-existent. What? You fucking what, mate?
Yeah. So there's that. Um, Cheez Its. Is it Cheez It or Cheez Its?
It's cheese its.
Nope.
It's cheese its.
No, just cheese and it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. So I remember it having a Z at the end of it.
That like that one I could probably chalk up to child brain. Uh, because like there's cheese nips and cheese its and all this, that, and the other. So like it's one of those things that you don't really think about, but like whenever I think about the actual name, it's like what would be an appetizing about a cheese zit?
Well, no, I like ITZ.
Okay. So like whether or not the logo's plural or not.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's not plural. It's singular. It's always been singular.
I remember as it being plural.
Well, we would always say Cheez-Its because like we're talking about multiple crackers or whatever. So like yeah, but the brand itself is singular.
Um, Here's another one, another food one. Double stuffed Oreos.
Is this another hyphen or no hyphen one?
No.
Okay. Or
STUFF or STUF?
could you say it again because you cut out.
Okay, so STUFF or STUF?
I want to say the double F, but that might just be my spelling brain
It's probably your spelling brain.
because it's a single F, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. The sad part is I get double stuffed Oreos when I get Oreos.
I mean, I get it. Because, well, double stuff Oreos are good.
Double stuffed Oreos is the pinnacle of the cookie to filling ratio. Anything more is too much. Anything less is kind of mediocre. Like it's not bad. Like obviously original Oreos are fine. It's just like you just get a lot more cookie than you feel like you should.
But now, when we went to Walmart, a couple days in a row that me and Melissa called you, I was like, Walmart.
Okay.
um, Remember we went down the cookie aisle because I was like, man, cookies sound good, but I don't know what I want. We had looked at the Oreos and they had the Oreos stuffed with Oreo cream.
Like the cookies and cream Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that would taste because like basically the filling is flavored like a complete Oreo. So then of course the ratio of like cookie flavor to filling flavor is now different than straight up the cookie to filling ratio. And it's favoring the cookie flavor because you've added cookie to the filling. So I don't know how that would go. I don't know. Maybe if they made a double stuffed of that.
All right. So I don't know how you're gonna feel about the next one because it's Star Wars related.
Oh, I'm probably gonna get real heated.
Like I don't know if I want to do this one.
I am like a long-term Star Wars fan. I don't want to say I'm a super fan because like there's obviously a lot of comic book and stuff and like Legends media that like I don't know much about. But when it comes to a vast majority of like Star Wars, especially canon knowledge, I consider myself pretty knowledgeable.
Okay. So this isn't me. This is them, not me. I swear. Don't back up. I'm behind you.
Concern. It's a good thing we don't have physical soap in this game. Sorry.
What did you do?
Because then I would have to be. I'd be trying not to drop it. Yeah.
Jesus criminy.
All right, on to the Star Wars thing that might make me mad.
C-3PO has
Yeah.
a silver.
Yes, he has silver arm.
Okay, well,
It's not very noticeable, to be honest. Most people just think he's completely gold, but you have to realize the character has went through several color changes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the description in this one, even the biggest Star Wars fans and Halloween costume sites get it wrong.
Yeah, he has a silver arm, and then I believe during a time he had a slightly reddish leg that ended up being very prominent in one movie, and people were outraged by it. It's like, C-3PO doesn't have a red leg. It's like, this guy has gotten taken apart, put back together, all sorts of things. He's had his head swapped with a battle droid. It doesn't matter what his limb color is. Like, he's probably going to lose it at some point during this movie. It really don't matter.
Right. So, did you watch the Flintstones?
Yes.
Okay. How would you spell that?
Like flint, like the actual thing, and stones.
Okay. See, that's not what I remember. As you can tell the way that I pronounced it.
Flintstones?
I don't ever remember it having two T's in it.
Hmm. Like, to me, it just made it like that. It's a logical thing. It's like, okay, flint is a type of stone or a mineral of some kind. So flint stone, goes with the whole rock pun thing that the entire show has on, because it's in the Stone Age. So maybe at a time in my childhood, I may have thought there was no T at the end of Flint, but I don't remember that time.
Yeah. Okay. It all comes down. Last bit of this. Anyhow, so you know this one, and I know you guys know this one because it's been quoted around the house. Darth Vader, what does he say?
No, I am your father.
Okay.
This one I chuck up to establishing context more than actually trying to quote the exact line. Because the point of it is like, I am your father, kind of reveal. And in order to apply context for the voice and everything, you say, Luke, I am your father. I've always considered that as just like an intentional misquote to establish context. I didn't know people actually thought that that's what the movie line was. I'm like, no, he says, no, I am your father, because the previous line, was like, you killed my father. And Darth Vader's like, no, I am your father. It's like, oh, okay. That, yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people thought it's Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, I never, ever thought it was that. I just thought people were trying to have some context, the fact that they were quoting Star Wars.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. So, have you watched Jaws?
No, actually.
Okay, so I have watched the movie. It was a movie that we watched a lot when I was a child.
a lot of the movies and stuff, they're like, okay, there's a big scary animal thing, not necessarily a monster, but like a big scary animal that's killing people and stuff like that, kind of classic horror stuff. Never really saw much of that, just because like I never was really interested in any of it. It's like, okay, this big animal, it's gonna kill people. They gotta figure out how to stop it, and they somehow find out how to stop it.
Yeah.
There's the movie. Ba-ba, roll credits. It's like, yeah, that you gotta have to do a little bit more than that to grab my attention. So I no doubt that it's a classic film and it does sequels and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It didn't grab my attention because it was kind of a pretty standard plot line.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard anybody quote the movie?
No, the only reference I ever have anyone do is the da dun da dun da dun da dun. That.
Okay, so at some point in the movie, and this is how I remember it because actually, I think I quoted it while we were playing Sea of Thieves. If I can remember correctly, I think it may have been something else. Like, we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh, okay. I had no idea that was from Jaws.
Yes.
I just thought it was just like a pop culture thing. I mean, it makes sense that that would come from that movie. But
So that's not what they say. It's in the movie. It is you're gonna need a bigger boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
so it's someone telling them that they're going to need a bigger boat instead of them realizing it and saying it aloud.
Yeah.
I feel like it was adjusted to be more self-proclaiming because it was more quotable that way.
But like I said, I remember him backing up, like because in the movie he backs up because just a shark pops out of the water, and in the movie he backs up to who is driving the boat, and it's like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. But I'm gonna have to. I gotta call my grandma tomorrow and be like, so what do you remember? Cha 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 cha. It's done. Oh boy. So there's this. I get my wish. We're getting it on stream.
What?
Um.
Oh, that. Oh.
Yep.
I'm on the turp. Okay, I'm on the turbo nozzle. All right, guys, welcome back to Talk About. I had to make that same reference. There was no way I wasn't going to. No, I got one better. I was like, welcome back to the local public bathroom right across the street from your KFC Taco Bell combo.
That's not a thing everywhere.
The KFC Taco Bells?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, in the Midwest, it's a very popular combo. It's an annoyingly common combo. I don't know about you, but I hands down think the singular Taco Bells are way better.
Yes, there's more on the menu.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I usually get like some of their like most popular items or whatever, so I don't really like the niche things that they probably don't have on the combo restaurants. I probably just don't notice aren't there. It's like I'll get a Crunchwrap Supreme or the.
Oh, cool.
This is where I spawned.
Okay, I spawned in the other one.
Oh, there's another one.
It,
Oh God!
come out the hallway.
After I finish this door,
3 hours later.
one eternity later.
But so where I grew up, everything was those two were separate.
Yeah, down here it's not that case.
More over here and down here. Anywho,
Okay, for non-doxing purposes, the state stated on your license plate, which I will not say, that is the state you grew up in?
yes,
Okay, so that's down. This is down from there. If we were in the state directly north of this state, I'd say over, but I'd say down because we are that far. Down. I see the other tunnel. You've got. Was this less 30 to start with, or you just gotten that far already?
I've gotten that far.
Okay.
Yellow nozzle all
No.
the way.
Turbo. We're in a bathroom that looks like what I described it was. Yeah, there's no way in hell that I'm going to use anything less than turbo. I really want to, I want to disinfect the shit out of everything, literally.
But anywho, yes, where I grew up, it was separate. Fun fact: me and my mother both have worked for KFC.
Ah.
The original Speedway that I started at, my mom worked at when it was a different truck stop.
Yeah. I usually do not go to KFC for the same reason that I usually do not go to Arby's. And you may think, what do they have to do with each other? It's the type of food. Okay, if I home cooked fried chicken, home made deli meat sandwiches. Those are the context that I have for those foods. If I'm going out to eat, I'm not looking for those. Like, those aren't really what I want if I'm going to go out to eat. The fried chicken thing is a little bit more less of the case because sometimes I'll go out and we'll go to KFC and have all that comfort food and stuff. But I hardly ever I could count the times I've been to Arby's on one hand.
I cannot.
I literally it's one of the last places I'll go. It's not bad by any means. It's just I am not going out to eat for a deli meat sandwich. Why do I want to do that when I could go to Walmart, buy the same things, and just slap it together at home? Little to no effort required.
I get that.
That just seems redundant to me. KFC is a little less so because obviously I can't fry my own chicken. I probably could, but it would probably end up in a blaze of I'd burn the house down. But something along those lines. My culinary skills is not good. Just for the context, for the audience, I don't really do cooking. It's not me.
What were you gonna actually say? You paused on that.
I was pausing to almost not cough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
but
unfortunately, most of the time it's my job. Not unfortunately, but I only say unfortunately because of the whole fucking women in a kitchen bullshit.
Gender roles, yay! Everybody loves. Nobody loves. Yeah, yeah, but no one likes the context behind gender roles. Like some people really enjoy the things that are stereotypically for what you know. Not going to go into that. If I
No,
say it in any way, it's going to get taken out of context, and I'm just like, no. Like some people enjoy doing those said things, and then they feel bad about enjoying those said things because they're being stereotyped to enjoy said things.
yeah, but I mean, who doesn't enjoy my cooking?
People that have no taste.
All right.
Wait, have you had people that have no taste enjoy your cooking? Because they're on the track to recovery.
Um. So, fun fact:
Mm,
one of my best friends, Daryl,
yeah.
has no can't taste anything,
Ah.
but he loves my cooking. Like, so he can taste certain things, and that's where I got used to using crushed red pepper in almost anything because he could feel the heat.
He's like, I feel the heat. It's good food.
Yep.
Okay, I'm starting to think that it might be something on my desk that's causing this.
Nope, I'm getting it too.
There's a hair in my thing, so I'm gonna take care of that while I can. I know like it's not gonna look great on screen, but I'm currently having my mouse upside down and trying to get a hair out of there.
Stop trying to explain it. You just make it worse.
I am attempting to remove a hair from my mouse. I'm sweeping literally anything that could possibly be on the mouse pad. All right. Hopefully that helps. But if not, then like if you're experiencing it somewhat too, then it's the game's fault. I was starting to get to a point where I was getting a little too close to the ceiling, and it was starting to like get all wonky. And I'm like, I wish I could get farther away from the ceiling, but still be like in this area. And I'm like, then I remembered I can crouch, so now I can get that good distance and still be where I want to be. And
Oh, come on. Okay, back to our Mandela effects. Snow White.
thought about Snow White
Have you watched the movie?
really long time ago.
Okay, but you might remember some of the quotes of the movie, right?
Maybe.
Okay. So, it's not mirror, mirror on the wall. When the Wicked Queen is talking to the mirror, it is magic mirror on the wall.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, like when you say it, like yeah, that makes sense. Magic Mirror. It it doesn't help the fact that the movie Shrek exists now, where it is now a movie quote to say "Mirror, mirror on the wall."
And that is true.
But then again, Shrek is a fairy tale satire, so the whole thing was satiring Snow White to begin with. So I feel like it took that Mandela effect and just wrote it into the ground. That was it's like now it's a thing. It's a quotable thing, an accurately quotable thing of the thing that it's not accurately quoting. Hooray!
Yeah, I don't know why that one's on there twice, but it is.
Which one?
Darth Vader.
Ah,
Okay. So here's one about Gandalf.
all right.
He does not say "run, you fools."
No, he says fly, you fools.
Okay,
Who thinks it's run?
I don't know.
I don't know why he says fly, you fools, instead of run, you fools, because they are running away from a giant fire monster. But he says fly, you fools. Like the whole alliteration of the F is like makes it very memorable. Don't know who's thinking that it says run.
I don't know. No idea. But
So, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
yes.
Like all of them?
Yes, don't ask me to remember it though.
Okay. I was just curious because, like, if not, I would say I have something on the agenda for the time that Logan and Alyssa are going to be out of state. Because I don't know if you noticed, but when I had logged into the Apple TV thing on the TV in the living room,
Uh-huh.
it was very much visible that I have all Hobbit and Lord of the Rings extended editions.
I mean, I'm down for a movie marathon.
Okay.
Takes my mind off of being
Oh, whoa, whoa.
yeah. Today was a not so good day.
Mm,
Some memories popped up on Facebook.
I've had those happen. Luckily, it's
So
been long enough that I haven't had any recently. But yeah, the memories feature is a real dick.
um
For on a social media site, they can track whether or not you're with someone, when you were with someone, and everything like that, depending on if you were accurate with updating your Facebook status on it. They should be like, okay, this person is not with this person. In fact, this person isn't friends with this person anymore. Maybe we shouldn't show memories with this person to this person.
exactly. You hit it right on the nail.
Yeah. So Facebook has no right to be a dick like that, but it chooses to be anyway.
Yeah, so that somewhat made me emotional. Pretty much why I brought the speaker into the kitchen, started playing music.
I just assumed that you were getting yourself into the zone of cooking. Uh, some people
Everything
do
was
that.
almost everything was done by then.
I didn't know. I popped in one time when I was holding Misha and I saw the Brussels sprouts cooking. And that was it.
But that popped up, and then something that I'm open about is me having the miscarriages. That popped up as well.
Ooh.
Like my announcement on Facebook that I was pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those hit heavy.
So it was a day.
My day was a pretty normal Tuesday. I didn't want to be at work all day, but I was at work all day.
Yeah.
So pretty normal Tuesday. It's like it's hot in here. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. I want to go to bed, but I can't because I have bills to pay.
Your services are required back at the carnival in order to redress the scales of justice. Is a
But,
text message.
okay, I thought you were completely going off the rails with with talking about something else. You're like, I really don't want to talk about this anymore. So boom, a weird thing out of nowhere.
No, and then I just got another one. Enter the main room where each of the sinks is converted into a drinks dispenser. Speakers built into the floor hit you with the deepest bass beats from your toes up.
Says in-game texts.
Yes.
Okay, the first one did not sound like it was gonna do that. It was gonna be. It was being that. It made me feel like you had signed up for something, at RPG style, and then they sent you a text message trying to get you to try out like their version of Raid Shadow Legends or some shit.
No, sorry.
And then the second thing was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense to the context of the game now.
Well, I did the carousel before the tree house.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah.
because I helped with the treehouse, and you were doing the carousel before that, and you were telling me how you were cleaning a horse's rod, and I was like, oh,
Yep,
okay,
yep, yep.
yeah.
It's all coming back to me now that you say.
Nothing jogs your memory like a horse's rod. You also talk about cleaning their asses too.
Yeah. Oh, look, cleaning a horse's ass.
And I was like, what?
Oh man, I missed the perfect opportunity to go. Whose horse is that? Sorry. Okay, so let's go back to Mandela effects.
Okay.
We keep getting off topic.
It's good though because it provides more conversation and makes the going through the list slower so it lasts longer.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, this is like I watched it all the time. Just like it's one of those things that was very early on in my childhood. So like I may not know this, but I watched enough episodes that anyone should know what you're probably
Okay. This one you might remember then. Do you remember the theme song?
Yes and no. Like the chimey bell kind of sound it had rings like I can remember.
You can remember the majority of it.
Uh,
Ish.
yeah.
Okay. So you might start singing the lyric, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," especially after seeing the Tom Hanks film. Well, the film with Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Even the movie makers got it wrong. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Ah. Mr. Rogers would be so upset. He'd be like, it's okay to make mistakes.
Yep.
Except for this one. You will all burn in hell for this one. So be like, Mr. Rogers. It's like there ain't no wholesome way about fucking shit up like this.
So I guess when me and Alyssa go grocery shopping, sorry, back to our plans that we made. Well, they're gone. I'm gonna have to get a box of popcorn.
Yes.
Let's see. Um, did you ever watch I Love Lucy?
No.
Okay. See this one. This one messes with me. Um, so on this one, because I'll just go ahead and read it for the context of it, because well, other people may have watched it. So apparently Ricky comes in and goes, everybody knows, Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, it's not what he says.
Mm.
It's splaining that if you can, and Lucy's splain.
Mm.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know either.
Well, I've watched it,
Um,
and I remember Lucy. You got some splaining to do.
I think it's been like misquoted in other things because I've heard someone on TV or something say it.
But there's that. How many U.S. states are there?
50.
Okay, apparently Americans and foreigners alike recall learning that were 51 or 52.
The fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Who the like the the closest thing we have to anything else like is Puerto Rico being a territory that kind of doesn't want to become a state because then they have to like pay certain taxes or whatever.
That I don't know. The hell? Okay, this one's confusing. Sorry.
Then we have like American Samoan Islands maybe as like a potential 52nd state that people might think, but they're not. It's just another U.S. territory.
I don't know. There's some crazy people in the world. I don't know. I learned my states with out on the playground because we had it painted on the cement. And that's how we would do it.
But I always remember the amount of states that we had because it was an even, like a clean, even number, like 50. Like that's just been like the thing that you know. And then at some point they did do the painting of the U.S. map on our playground at school. So apparently that was a common thing to do.
Let's see. Let me do it again.
What are you doing?
Do you see me?
No. I can see the edge of your name tag. There you are. Are you taking shit?
Totally. But no, I popped in before that and I giggled because I seen myself on stream.
Oh. I saw you walk over and then walk back, but I just thought you were on your way to go somewhere or do something.
Okay. Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
There's no the.
Smokey Bear?
Yep, just Smokey Bear. I
But
remember Smokey the Bear.
I guess I never really thought of it like as an official title of Smokey the Bear. It's just like always seen it as Smokey, and then like oh he's like Smokey the Bear. You know he's a bear, so he like for context sake like the bear. Like yeah, I I mean like I never really thought of it as like Smokey Bear is his name. More like Smokey is his name, and like the bear is the fact that he's a bear. I don't know. That might sound weird, but like that's kind of just how I thought of it.
No, I get it. I'm trying to find some more that we would know.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a weird one, which we'll have to ask our Floridian.
You're a little muffled.
Okay, so this one we'll have to ask Alyssa.
Mm.
This says the location of the Disney World Castle.
It's in Magical Kingdom.
Okay, but do you know where the castle is located?
I mean, I've been there. Literally walked through it.
Okay, like, but was it at the edge of the park
No,
or?
it's pretty much in the middle, at least from the main area that you go to. Like when you go to Magical Kingdom, there's like a little town area that you start off in, and you got little shops and stuff like that, and small like little eateries. It's basically Main Street USA kind of thing. I think it's called. Uh, and then like at the back end of it, which I don't know exactly how much of the that park itself is around it. But it just seemed like it was pretty centrally located. Is the castle itself?
Okay, so apparently an Orlando local clearly remembers it being the entrance to the park.
No.
I
Like
I
if you thought of like a hypothetical Disney World or whatever, it would make sense to have something like that grandiose as like an entrance. But no, you take the monorail over to it from like the main entrance is clear ways away from even Magical Kingdom. And this is someone that, like my memory of layouts of places is phenomenal. Like if I've been there once, I can remember how to circumnavigate it. And I have only been there once, but I remember it clear as day.
okay. Well, somebody that's never been to Disney, I would like. I would think, and as I know from like pictures and stuff, that it would be in the middle of the park.
It's very centrally located. Like I wouldn't say it's the dead center, but it's very much like in the middle area.
Right. Like it wouldn't make like great, yeah, it's Disney, yeah. I could see something castle-ish like as the entrance, but not
It's not though.
it's not though. Like from pictures I don't even get that it's the entrance. So that
Like,
was weird.
like if they
This
drew it like a cartoony like model of like what a Disney World park would be, like yeah, I could see them doing that like as an entrance or whatever to it.
Right.
But like the actual park is not like that. I guess like a more romanticized version of something like that is more accurate of a description.
So that one's a bit off. That is the very last one in this list. I can bring up another one if you would like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Like, I'll skip over the ones that we did. Oh, here's one I didn't say. I kind of skipped over it on accident. Fruit Loops. How do you remember the logo?
Oh, this one I've heard of before. It's fruit spelled correctly versus fruit with the double O, right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly, it is double O's.
It is.
Yes.
It's double O with actual Fruit Loops
Yep.
being double O.
That's how I remembered it was a double O, because I was like, they used the oversized serial graphics for the O's.
So I was like, that's how I remember it. Apparently, people remember it being smelled. Oh, spelled correctly.
Yeah, that's another case of the branding taking creative licensing on a word.
I mean, so there are times that I tell Siri to call you, and you're not techie. You're tetchy.
Yep. And you're Blondie.
Really?
Yep.
The dynamic duo, Tetchy and Blondie.
Like I get what Siri's going for with yours. It's like, okay, wand with a B in front of it and a Y at the end. Okay, we'll do it that way. Mine, however, I don't get it because tech is a word, and you just slap a Y at the end. It shouldn't change the, but yeah.
Yep.
That was one of the like that reminds me of one of the frustrating things about going by tech arc before was people would say tech arch, or it's like, okay, last I checked, the only real word that ARCH will have the ch sound instead of a k sound is arch itself. You slap like it into another word and it becomes patriarch, monarch, anarchy. Yeah, no, that's different. Yeah, it's like it gets that solid K like sound to it, and when it's slapped with pretty much anything into a new word. So tech arc is tech arc, but yeah. I digress.
Let's see. Do.
So my tunnel is completed.
Finally.
Yes. Look, I'm going at this with a turbo nozzle, and I think I'm making pretty good progress with it. If it wasn't for the random jerkingness of it, I'd be like flicking like this, and there I go, turned around all of a sudden. And I would make a lot more progress that way if I was doing it that way, and it didn't do that to me. But I'd probably have half of this bathroom done if I was able to do that without suffering major consequences of getting turned completely around.
So,
It's the tactic I used on the Lara Croft Manor level. Just crack hand, just
yeah.
Yeah. But if every so often it makes me do a 180, like it's not worth it.
I'm trying to find some that we haven't already freaking went over.
Yeah, because that first list went over like a vast majority of the most popular ones.
Do. Oh, Nitzel. God dang it.
Did you say Sniffle?
I did say schnitzel.
Rada, 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 rada.
Rada, rada, rada.
Okay, good. Because if you didn't know that, I'd be very, very sad.
Yes, I watched Tada.
I was very upset when they discontinued that show. I'm like, that is a gold mine of a show. And they just tossed it away. Same thing goes with Misadventures of Flapjack. I mean, granted, like I can see why they axed that one, because like if you look at certain visuals that was displayed in that show, would definitely be like, why are we letting children look at this? But like the plot and everything was nice, and like I enjoyed the show as a story.
Yeah.
But I'll admit there were parts that I did find unsettling.
So, I'm really surprised you haven't caught me saying that before.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, schnitzel. Schnitzel.
Usually you just say shit. So sorry, but like you haven't really done much self censorship around me. That I was very taken back by the fact that you did. I was like, did you just censor yourself?
I did just censor myself. I am trying. So.
Are you practicing for when you stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see it going very well, though. I'm going to have a timer in the background, 5 minutes, and that's going to go off, and it's just done and over with.
And it's like, fuck.
No! How's the urinal cleaning going here?
If this is for some reason I thought it was a shower stall.
No. Ooh, your side's up. Mine didn't have any graffiti.
Oh, so I feel special.
But no, yeah, I'm trying to prepare myself, and like with Alyssa asking, which no issue asking, well, are you gonna stream? Nope, I'm not ready. If that makes sense.
I mean, in a way, but at the same time, I don't grasp what necessarily like is keeping you from being ready.
I don't know. I don't find myself entertaining.
That's wrong because you bring a lot of the entertainment to my streams.
What, me yelling?
Believe it or not, somewhat, yeah. That people enjoy that. Especially when we were doing the Fortnite and you were like, "Ah!" Like that kind of thing. People like that. Look, if I've learned anything, it's that people in distress is hilarious and people will watch the shit out of that.
I don't know. Also, the fact of I like how my voice sounds.
Brandy, I have never once liked the way my voice sounds in any of my videos, and I've been doing this for a decade now.
I gotta talk myself up to it.
Okay.
That's what that all chalks up to be. I gotta talk myself up to it. And yeah.
That's fair. So, are there any more of those Mandela effects on that list, or did we just go through all of them? The rest are ones we did before.
If a list pulled up, sorry, I got focused on seeing if I had almost all of this portion cleaned.
That's fine. I'm not gonna be upset about you hyper focusing because I'm guilty of it more than just about anybody.
So this one is Raisin Bran. This is also I am right now reading off of BuzzFeed.
Okay.
BuzzFeed has things sometimes.
Okay.
Um, so this one is about Raisin Bran, but people swear that the son on the Raisin Bran box wears sunglasses.
I could see that, but no. I believe there was a. I think there was a. I don't think it was Raisin Bran per se, but like there was a raisin something that had a raisin that wore sunglasses. And I think people might be getting confused between those two.
Maybe not for sure. I don't pick up Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran's pretty good. I haven't had it in a long time though. I don't usually have cereal.
No. The only cereal that I normally eat, Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, Lucky Charms. That's it. And that's if I feel like torturing myself.
I was a grape nuts kind of person. They took it away.
Oh,
I'm still mad.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Rust. Alright, so I'm going to give the fair warning since you're kind of getting that close. This up here has rust and a lot of it. But
I tell you right now, turbo nozzle thing says it laughs at the rust. Okay. So score one for turbo.
Look, I like my yellow nozzle.
For most things I will use the yellow nozzle, but for this shit, I was like, I'm using turbo the entire time.
Just wait until we do the subway.
More turbo.
That one might be if it's just the two of us because, you know, sleep. It's important.
Career.
Um,
Because if you want more than one other person to help you, you need to do it on your own first.
I know. And that's good. Well, we know what we're doing Friday. Next Friday.
Subway.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm gonna save it to you. What's this gonna be like? I'm on the subway. I don't care. I'll have it done soon. Um, and don't have that one. There's the Febreze one again. The hyphen Oscar Mayer. Well, I mean, here's a funny one because I remember people watching this show around me. Sex in the City.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Okay, it's not Sex in the City. It's Sex and the City.
Yeah, I, I guess I just misheard when you said it the first time, but like, yeah, I knew it was Sex and the City. And then somewhere on the internet, there's Sex in the City, which is a porno. I don't know if it
You
is. Probably
know,
is. What?
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if that was true. I don't know. Nor do I really want to know. Which means for those of you that are watching this, don't Google it and don't comment that oh, it's a thing. I don't want to know. Your comment is not at that point not appreciated. Because I really don't want to know if I was right about that or not. Because that just makes me feel like I've spent too much time on the internet.
Um,
Couldn't find any more on that one.
yeah, I found this one. I had to read it first to not stumble on my words, but it's gonna happen. Um, oh, I can get the new power washer. Ooh, sorry. The commonly seen text on mirrors doesn't say objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, as many remember. It says objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah, that just makes sense. Like this depth perception's not going to change from situation to situation when it comes to a reflection. It's going to be consistent. If your eyesight is not as consistent, then that's not the mirror's fault, and the label shouldn't be accounting of your eyesight specifically.
Um, though many think it's Captain Crunch, it's actually Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it's Captain Crunch. Although he ain't capping. Well, it also doesn't help the fact that he's supposedly a captain of a ship or something. Yeah. Even though there's a I think a food theory or whatever on where Matt Pat explains how his rank's inaccurate, and then
Yes.
Like
There.
his actions in commercials have caused him to be like a war criminal or something.
Yeah. Sorry, sorry.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that Matt has went on about.
So this is gonna sound weird,
Okay.
but it's time for me to step away. You know what time it is, but I'm
Oh.
picking up the conversation.
Uh,
I'm squatted in a stall.
God, I hope people don't like listen to that out of context.
In game. Again, here we go with that whole YouTube's just ready to push the button.
It's just like goodbye content.
Okay. So here's one, and I remember this one.
All right.
Some people recall a Disney intro in which Tinker Bell flies across the screen and writes out Disney, then dots the I with her wand.
I remember a Tinkerbell opening where she does something, but I don't think it was that much of something. I don't know. I don't know how to word it. It's just like I feel like there is a Disney thing where like she does something, but I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't fully explain that one.
It was just like no, it didn't happen.
It just says, but that's not what happens. See it here, and then there's a link, and I don't feel like clicking on the link.
Ah, so baiting people. I see it.
Mm, Well, I mean, um, Funyuns. There's one about Funyuns. The way on Funyuns is spelled. Um,
It's like fun and yuns, right?
yes,
Okay.
but some people think it's fun and onions, kind of, without the
Uh,
first.
yeah. The way you would initially think that adjusting that word would make it.
Um, Here's one about Target's bullseye. Some people remember a different number of rings around the Target bullseye logo, though one on the left is correct, which is a solid dot in the middle and then a red ring around. And then people
Think there's like another ring.
um yes.
Right. I did not go to Target when it was when we had one nearby nearly enough. So like that one's just kind of up in the air to me. Like,
I'm thinking maybe because of the dog that they had in their commercials is why people are getting that one mixed up.
well, did the dog? What did the one on the dog eye like have an extra ring or something?
Because it went around the eye and it was
Yeah,
a white dog.
I don't know.
Um, so if you were to have a Woody from Toy Story and you pulled his drawstring, what would he say?
there's well, there's multiple catchphrases. One of them is like, "There's a snake in my boot." Another one's, "Someone's poisoned the water hole."
Okay, the first one.
And also, there's "Reach for the sky."
Yes. But the first one.
There's a snake in my boot.
Mm-hmm. That is not what he says.
Interesting.
Boot, boots is plural.
There's a snake in my boots.
Yep.
That would imply that either the snake is in both boots at the same time, or there is multiple snakes. So whoever wrote that line and it got the green light to get put in the actual movie is kind of dumb. Because like you've made a logical leap there, script writer.
I don't know. I don't know. But speaking of green light, apparently some believe red and green swap positions on traffic lights.
Are they stupid? It's like, who are these some people and how fast can I punch them? It's like, no, what the who? Even if I even think about an upside down, like a reverse like stop light thing, I'm like, that looks so wrong. Who thought that looks right? My goodness.
Well, here's one. Some people don't remember South America being as far east as it appears on world maps.
Like, they think it's like directly south of us instead of like offset.
Yes.
Who are let? Someone needs to show these people a map.
Um, Final Fantasy. Um, Apparently there's a character named in Final Fantasy that's Blanc or Blank or BLANC, but
I
it's blank.
Yeah. Uh, I never played that one. Would definitely be a good one to bring back up for Garrett, because I believe he's done Final Fantasies.
Okay.
But you go ahead and like, because I am curious now.
Well, people thought it was the name was Blanc.
Oh, okay. That could be as simple as just never hearing it said before and just looking at it only and having that preconception in your head that, like, this is a C instead of a K, so it must be pronounced differently.
Yeah.
That, and if I'm not mistaken, if you add an O at the end of it, that's the Spanish word for white, which is pronounced blanco.
Well, I did just
Slap a little bit of linguistics in the mix.
well. So going into that, family members, their last name blank. It's blank. It's always been blank here in America.
Yeah.
But if you go to Germany, it is Blanc, but it is spelled with a K at the end of it.
Well, that could be as simple as just linguistics at that point, because like they may pronounce their A or whatever they refer to that letter as, because different languages have different pronunciations for what that letter is called.
Yes. I think it was, uh, from what I remember getting told, is that just a lot of people had issues pronouncing it, so they literally went with blank.
Yeah, because like Hot dogs as we know them, or we can call them Frankfurters. Well, in Germany, it's Frankfurters.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole ANK kind of like pronunciation in general in Germany is the ah over ah kind of thing.
Um. So here's another restaurant one, or here's a restaurant one. Have you ever been to a Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay, how would you spell that?
Uh, CHICFILA.
Uh, that is incorrect.
I only went there once. Don't.
Well, no, no, you're fine. There is a K in chick,
Okay.
but a lot of people think it's CHIC or CHIK.
Mm. All I remember is there all the ads for the cows holding up the signs to eat more chicken, and chicken's misspelled on that. I think they left out the E. But I wonder if that's a Mandela effect for some people.
Yeah, probably. Though, well, we like memes.
We do like memes.
So though there are many, what if I told you dot 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 memes? Uh, Morpheus never says this at any point in the Matrix. Uh,
Never says what in the Matrix trilogy?
what if I told you?
Oh, is there like a thing where there's a line to replace that, or
I don't know, but it's where he's sitting in the chair with his hands folded.
okay.
Yeah, and then apparently people didn't know Ben Franklin wasn't a president.
Who the all right.
Yeah, yeah.
See, this is why the education system's shit. He's on money. He's gotta be a president. No.
Oh, what the fudge? Stouffer's stovetop stuffing has apparently never existed.
What?
Yeah. Are you saying what? As in, like, what the hell are you talking about? Or.
Like, when you say stovetop stuffing, I think of the red box like stuffing mix that like everybody gets or whatever.
Yep,
Right?
that's Kraft.
That's what?
It's Kraft.
Oh.
Yeah. So going into the where it's got like a little explanation underneath, and or somebody else commenting on it. Okay, I've been really digging into Mandela effects for years now, and I didn't even hear this one. And I know for a fact Stouffer's had commercials for stuffing. Oh my god, this is going to ruin my night if that's not real.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess like an entire like thing that people remember commercials and everything about is just not a thing. Goodbye.
But, you know, I remember Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
I vaguely remember something like it. I don't like. I can't say for certain that it was a Stouffer's commercial, but it would make sense if it was.
Um, so here's one. Spider-Man is missing from the cartridges of a video game from the year 2000. While he's still seen on the box and manual covers, many believe he used to be on the cartridge but vanished.
Of what specific game was it? The Spider-Man game, or
Spider-Man game for Nintendo.
so? What was on the cartridge? Just the name?
Just the city and the name.
Oh,
Like the down view of Spider-Man crawling up a skyscraper.
oh, okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I mean it's weird to not have like the character that the entire game's about. No,
Uh,
but I guess it's a very limited space to do things with as far as like the cartridge are concerned. Especially when you depend on like which system the cartridge is for.
Went right past it. Well, no, because no, this has different ones. Where? What the heck? Okay. Whiteout is actually spelled Wite.
Like for like the pen corrective thing for the
Yes.
okay. 'Cause the only other thing I could think of is whiteout, like a blizzard kind of thing, and if there was any kind of like show or movie that was titled that, like that's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, I guess I'm used to seeing the liquid paper thing now more than I am actually seeing whiteout. Uh, so I can't really say whether or not that like affects my memory because like I can see it either way, to be honest. But usually when I think of it, like I think of a bottle saying liquid paper instead. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any more? Skechers isn't spelled Sketchers with a T. And it's not spelled that way, but a lot of people remember it being spelled with a T.
Like when you just say it, like it kind of makes sense that it would be in there, but like I'm trying to think of what a T in the font that Skechers is in would look like, and I cannot. So I I I think it's more like one of those things. It's just like this word is in this word, so this word should be spelled the way it should be spelled, and the yada yada kind of thing.
Yeah. And our next one is sorry, Forrest Gump. Have you watched the movie Forrest Gump?
Yes.
Okay. So when he's sitting there talking about life on the bench, what do you remember him saying about the box of chocolates?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Nope. Apparently, that's not what he says at
Well,
all.
Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Was. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I like it started coming back to me. I'm like, well, at first it was like he began the sentence with like "Mama always said," and I was like, well, if in that case, then I have to change the tense of the rest of the sentence. And this once again might be like the Jaws quote, where in order to accommodate a different situation more appropriately used by the proverb that's hidden in this quote, is that like, okay, well, I'm not talking about like Mama always said anymore. I'm just referring to the situation in the here and now, so I'll adjust it to life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But once when I ran over like the whole quote, I'm like, yeah, the tense makes sense. That like Mama always said, life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Apparently, a lot of people, obviously think is.
Yeah, because similar to the Jaws quote and the Star Wars quote at that point, like it's gotten so much popular when it's been adjusted for certain contexts that the original quote isn't the popular thing. It's the revised version. Yeah, I can chuck those three examples right now as not legitimate Mandela effects, more just like how we've used it in context and sentences since its original form has shaped how we're now misremembering certain things.
Apparently, some people remember Tony the Tiger's nose being black, but it is actually blue.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. That one kind of threw me through a small loop, but it's such a not noticeable feature that like you don't really know it. Like, yeah,
Yeah, in the description on this one, similar to the Pikachu confusion, Tony the Tiger has black stripes all over him, so a misremembering of nose color is pretty feasible.
yeah. I do want to jump back to the movie quote thing for a hot second there. I would consider them Mandela effects if I went down to watch the movie and been like, no, that's wrong. Like, that's not how it was before. But no, anytime I watch Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and I watch the Cloud City scene, and Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father." Or when Forrest Gump's sitting on the bench and he's like, "My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates." Like, that doesn't off put me at all. It's like, okay, that's how the context, like that's how the line goes in the movie. But it, what we say in a given moment is less of a quote and more just of a reference at that point. And the reference has gotten so much more popular, at least like when you're not watching the movie, that like the misremembering can happen at that point. But at no point do I in my head visual like no point in my head do I hear those quotes wrong when I'm thinking about the scenes. Like when I'm thinking about the scenes, like I remember them correctly. But like there's at no point where like I'm gonna go into a situation where it's like it is what it is and be like, well, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. It's like no, you're just gonna go for the quicker quote, the quicker reference. Be like, well, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you can get. So I don't know. Maybe my thought process on it is strange or weird, and people may not like that. But that to me, that's just how like that goes for it. But yeah,
I get that.
you are free to move on to further ones if you have any.
I started spraying.
Yeah, and I kind of went on a tangent, so it's similar to and we've been pretty open. We've been mentioned this before. Me and Garrett have when we did our podcast, which pretty much this stream, these streams are pretty much podcasts. So in a reference to other podcasting, when me and Garrett did a short stint of what's called Anarch Discussions. It's still available podcast, and for those that want to check it out, it's still available on Spotify and Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, sorry, and all the other streaming platforms. We didn't take it down; it still exists. So if you guys want to check that out, that'd be great. Didn't mean to plug it, but might as well at this point. But there were times where he literally just let me go on a tangent and play Pokemon on his Switch while we were recording a podcast. So like I'm not offended by like it's like I got caught in the spraying while you went on a tangent. It's like okay.
Okay, so um, the laughing cow logo. You know what I'm talking about, like the little cheeses.
Yeah, the baby bell cheeses and stuff.
Okay, apparently, a lot of people believe that the cow had a nose ring. That
No.
is,
No. Who's thinking that? Come on. Like I know it's a very cow thing to have the what's it called, the septum piercing or whatever. I
that's
don't
what it,
I don't know what it's called.
that is, I think, correct. Don't
Yeah.
quote me. Come for me in the comments. The only one I know is snake bite. So, and earlobe piercing. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm not a piercing aficionado, of course, but like I think the like the middle of the nose is the septum. So I'm gonna make and I think I've heard the term septum piercing before. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. But yeah, I've always considered that more of a bull than a cow thing. But like, you know,
Well, yeah. I mean, for obviously for humans, yes, it's called something else, um, but it is literally called a bull's ring for a reason.
yeah. So for some to think that the laughing cow had the piercing on the nose, it's like I tried to imagine it in my head, which is why I was my like no like thing was delayed because I was sitting there like, yep, nope, can't see it. That's weird. Just like the monocle for the Monopoly Man, like except for I can visualize the Monopoly Man with the monocle. It's wrong. It just looks bad. But for this one, I just can't do it. I can't visualize it.
In the description of that one, bulls sometimes wear nose rings, not cows, but the mascot does have a pair of large cheese earrings.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's why people created the idea in their heads.
Okay, I could see that being a misunderstanding on that. So yeah, it still doesn't make me be able to like comprehend what that logo would look like, and it I don't even want to try.
This one might just make you rage.
Oh boy.
Maybe. I don't know. How many T's are there in the middle of the sweet tart sweet tart tarts logo?
If I'm not mistaken, it is a divided singular T.
You are not mistaken.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's two.
I mean, rightfully so. Like sweet tarts, like I understand the misconception of that, but like just and if you want to consider each half of the divided T to represent, which I'm pretty sure it does represent, like two separate T's to for the two separate words, but for the sake of like branding, making them one.
Yeah, it just looks smooth.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine two T's.
That, like I wonder like how people spell it like when it's not the logo. Is it still one T or is it at that point two T's?
Um, so the way this one is spelled, like when they're saying in the middle of the sweet tart logo, it's two T's.
Okay, so I googled sweet tarts, and there's something about the logo that I didn't realize at first.
So,
The second half is completely capitalized, where the first half has standard first letter capitalization only. So it's capital S, lowercase w, and two lowercase e's, and then all capital TARTS. It is one T when written out without the not being in the logo. But it's really weird to look at. It's very odd to look at. Um, but yeah, the also some of the image things like shows like okay, yeah. I, for the longest time, I thought there was a solid divide in the middle of the T, but no, it's a color divide. So the line that I had in my head was a little bit more pronounced versus just having two separate colors on each half of the letter.
oh, I mean, this looks like an older picture of sweet tarts.
I mean,
Trying
I can
now.
continue into the image search. Let's go to images. There's the Wonka sweet tarts. That was a thing. I missed the Wonka brand candy stuff. That was nice. Especially when they did the chocolate bars and stuff like that. Oh my. That's gonna throw me through a loop now.
What did you find?
But the Sweet Tarts Chewy Extreme Sours. This one switches things up. Oh, and I guess the Sweet Tart ropes. also have that on there, don't they? No, only on the vertical version of the packaging. All right. So have sweet. Okay, this one technically has two T's because it has sweet. Well, okay, it implies two T's, but there's in the mid between the two parts of the name. But it has sweet on the top, and then the T on sweet is still the dual colored, but it extends down, and the stem goes down and takes the place of the ending T on tarts instead of the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, so before I wipe this away, come look at this funny.
Okay.
Okay, come in here and look up.
Can't touch this. I'm going to send you the the picture. That way you can see what kind of like I get why they did it. Like if they wanted to save some horizontal space for vertical packaging, but at the same time, what the hell?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
that one literally reads sweet tarts when like you can't do that.
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay, so have you ever had cup of noodles?
I mean, noodle cup.
Yeah,
Did
I
I just
did.
ruin the whole thing?
You did.
So you have to know that I know my ramen. Sorry.
I know.
Have you had cup of noodle? The fuck did you just call it?
So I remember it cup of noodles. Like not cup noodle. But no.
Noodle cup.
Cup noodles.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got me misremembering. Why you gotta do this to me? Cup noodle? Okay, okay, okay. Yep. My brain flipped it around on me. Could have sworn it was noodle cup. But like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so the funny that was going on with that one was, have you ever heard of cup o noodles? No, you haven't, because it's just cup noodles.
Wait, it was mistaken for cup O noodles?
Yes.
That's even worse. I thought I heard cup of noodles at the beginning, and I was like, that okay, I can see how people are like, okay, because my brain flipped it around because it didn't have the of in it. So I was like, noodle cup, like, and there's a whole linguistics thing behind like the grammar of that.
But I remember cup of noodle. Oh, noodle. Oh, noodle.
Do you swear it wasn't a copycat brand from Ireland?
That's just,
Because that's this wrong on so many levels.
Okay.
You'll be hard pressed to find anything with the O instead of in on a like a apparently like a very prevalently Asian dish. First off, don't care how Americanized the company is. To do that is just plain disrespectful to the culture that it comes from.
That's just what I remember it being called.
Yeah.
Okay. And apparently a lot of other people. I'm not the only one.
You're like, I'm not alone. Other people believe in this racially insensitive cup brand. What? I'm making a joke. Please don't be upset. If you want, we can move on. So don't say anything else.
Everyone's favorite childhood snack is pixie sticks, spelt with an IE. Nope. I mean PIXY sticks.
Yeah, I never really looked at the logo all that carefully. I just kind of like inhaled the dust of the child cocaine. So that one, like, I could see it either way, to be honest.
I again remember IE.
So what I learned today was you definitely from the wrong dimension. From a parallel universe where a lot of things are different.
And then I think maybe no, there's a couple more. Okay. Uh, remember Mike in Mike candies?
If I'm not mistaken, it's Mike Ike with I don't know if they've done so many things to their branding. There was like only Mikes and only Ikes or something like that at one point, or also. So it's hard to say, and I never was big on either any of that kind. So,
I Mike and Ike's either,
so
but
it's either and or like nothing at all in between them.
it's and.
Okay.
That's why I had a hard time saying it the wrong way.
All you have to do is say it fast. Mike and Ike's.
I,
Like I would verbally say it, but like I knew that they didn't print it on there that way.
but apparently people remember it with just an F in between the names.
Like if I'm talking about the cartoon Tom and Jerry, like you heard me just say, like I say it with the end, but if someone tried to tell me that it was written that way, I'd probably slap them. It's like the verbal shorthand is more acceptable than like, no, they put an N in there. I'm like, no, only certain brands have done that, and it's very, very much not those ones.
Captain Current. Caffeine correct.
Yeah, but I I don't consider that a replacement for and, more of just a contraction for captain to make it sound snappier.
Okay. Okay, speaking of incorrect names, it's not Chuck E. Cheese. It's Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck Entertainment Cheese, yes.
A lot of people that say Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, yeah, once again, verbal shorthand on that part. But
Okay, let's see if there's any more.
now, if correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there were Chuck E. Cheese's that did a whole like Chucky the doll theme thing, and at that point, that would be a Chuck E. Cheese. But other than that, no. I have not had the pleasure of going to a Chuck E. Cheese just because of the proximity of the nearest one that like before was way too far to dedicate a trip to.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been myself.
From what I hear, it's not that much of an experience that we miss out on. You know, I'd much rather go to a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza than a Chuck E. Cheese.
Speaking of that, um, somebody posted on Facebook a picture of them building.
Yes, I saw. Oh, I am excited for the movie. I am excited. I've been waiting like 8 years for this movie. Damn it. I'm excited. This movie has been canceled no less than 10 times. I'm excited for it to finally happen. And most of the time it got canceled was because they presented a script for it and got like a lot of the extra stuff that you're supposed to do after the script is approved but done beforehand before they even sent it to Scott to like approve, and then Scott's like, no, absolutely not. Yeah. But now that I've like over the course of like the last year and a half or so, there was a whole bunch of like talk on Twitter from the studio that's making the movie that is like, oh, it's happening, it's definitely happening. It's all it was words, and then like sometime late last year, there was starting to be like, okay, here's the things of the models and stuff for the costumes for like actual animatronics and stuff. And now with the whole like set built for the outside of a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza place, I was like, it's happening.
Jesus.
It's too far into the production to stop now. They must do it. They have to. Now, as much as I would like this movie to be an eye opener for a bunch of lore and stuff, I feel like it's going to add even more convolutedness to the lore and make it and give you even more questions to ask and answers. But that's just the nature of Five Nights at Freddy's. So,
All right. So back into Mandela. What brand make pizza?
what brand makes pizza rolls?
Yep.
Tostinos?
No.
The fuck? Because like I distinctly remember like someone saying Tostino's pizza rolls.
A lot of people say Tostino pizza rolls. A lot. But it is Totino.
Oh, you know, if I actually probably looked at the packaging, I probably would have known that instead of just going off of what I've heard people say.
Yeah, like I've heard it both ways. It's pizza rolls. I want pizza rolls.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've had some. I probably should pick up some here soon.
I think we were gonna ask you to go shopping with us.
Yeah.
So
Is that
hey,
tomorrow?
yeah.
Alright.
We go home, take nap. Won't interrupt it this time.
And then quick go to the store. And then get back and then scramble around for the stream.
Well, I mean, I can see if I can do tacos tomorrow, or we can fucking do pizza roll tomorrow. We were supposed to do it the day that we got McDonald's. Then I was like, that's too much work.
Yeah, microwaving all those things.
No. Oven.
Oven, you do okay. I'm just like pop it in the micro, but that's my like thing for a lot of things. It's like pop it in the microwave. It'll be fine.
You used to prefer them from the microwave. Used to.
I had like growing up, I had plenty that were the oven done, and then like when I was rooming with Garrett, 20 miles south from here.
Yep.
Try not to dox.
Yep.
I had the air fryer, like made ones, and like the differences were noticeable, but like not deal breakers or deal makers for any of them in particular. So at the end of the day, pizza rolls is pizza rolls, and pizza rolls is good. I have no specific preference on how they're prepared as long as they're cooked.
As long as they're nice and hot.
Yeah, nice and hot, and have maybe some ranch to dip them in. Get that little extra potatoes. Sometimes it's good to have like marinara sauce or whatever to dip them in. Get that full pizza effect.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
I think I've only done that like once or twice.
But then again, I'm weird. So.
I don't think it's a too common of a practice to do the marinara. I just figured like, okay, well, there's usually marinara sauce on the pizza, so it would make sense.
Well, okay, so activities without saying what activities were done. I ended up eating ravioli, accidentally with cinnamon on it.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it. And it turned out to be decent.
How soon do you want to be checked into the mental institute?
Um, I don't know. It was just a weird thing. It happened on accident. Thought I was grabbing something else, and I grabbed cinnamon. At least it wasn't cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
And
It's like, why is it spicy?
I didn't put a whole bunch on there, just enough. And I still occasionally eat it like that.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely going to the institute.
Look, it's a lot better it's a lot better than when I tried. And here we go. He just might bear with me on this one. It's TikTok trends.
Yeah.
Marshmallows and mustard.
So tomorrow is when you want to get inducted into or into committed to the psych ward. Got it. All right.
Okay, it wasn't like I smothered the marshmallow.
No, but like, even a dot. Like no, no, no. No. That's a hard no.
Look, I had to try it. I got
No, you didn't.
for that. Oh my god.
That's just absurd. That's like beyond the point of like, yeah, you asked me to bear with you, but I could not. No, there's no bearing that. There's no. That's just wrong.
Fine.
So
Pizza rolls and tacos tomorrow.
no. Look, you can't do that after telling me something like that.
Look, at least I'm not like God. Now I can't remember his name. Food Wars.
Um,
Yuki,
you
is it?
you can hear Soma. You can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. At least I'm not him. At least I'm not forcing the weird shit on people.
No, but like peanut butter on like dried squid, like I don't think that like those are both salty flavors or whatever. I don't think it'd be as horrible as they all make it out to be. Like I don't think it'd be a revolting flavor. I know you're not a big fan of seafood, but like
I don't like peanut butter.
oh, and you okay? So yeah, for you it would be absolutely like they all like how they all react to it. But for me, it's like okay, peanut butter is a pretty like salty flavor. It's kind of like it's not like something that's like very pronounced or whatever. And squid, like I've had plenty of squid, calamari, all that stuff. Like I don't think I've had dry squid, but I can only imagine it's even more salty than that. So other than kind of a sodium overload kind of deal, which I've had certain things that have just been like very salty and just like dry. Other than that, I don't really see the repulsiveness of what he did with putting peanut butter and dried squid together. I'm not saying it'd be like a favorite pastime snack of mine. I'm just saying I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't hate. Like I probably wouldn't try and be like, "This is beyond gross." I'd be like, "Well, this is just salty as shit." And I'd probably immediately ask for something to drink. And then what else did he like put on that dried squid? Because there was other
Oh,
things he tried with it.
there. It's a whole thing throughout the series.
Okay. Some of them might be more repulsive than others, but like as far as like the ones that like
Grab the cookbook real quick.
I don't think any of those are in the cookbook. Plus, I don't think you need a recipe for take dried squid and put peanut butter on it. I believe the recipe for that one's very self-explanatory.
Oh, I forgot I had that. Grime, mud, dirt, grime, mud, dirt,
Manure,
mud.
manure, 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 manure.
No, no manure.
I can almost guarantee most of this is actually manure. They just don't want to say it.
Mold.
Yeah, that I believe.
I found the gnome.
It's just in a bathroom stall chilling. It's in the toilet. If someone doesn't find that, like, they need to.
Damn it.
What were you trying to do with that gnome?
I was hoping it would rotate. But alas, it would not. Okay, I think we're done with the Mandela effects.
Here soon we should be getting done with this stream because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and my my little bit of sleep that I got earlier is not going to afford me too much longer of staying up.
No, I 100% agree. Got crazy kids in the morning.
And I've got freaking 7 to 3 job in the morning. I think I did a pretty good job of getting the area this half done.
Come look at my.
I know you got more done than I did. Let's get these lights done. I'll come look. Yeah, you pretty much got this half done.
Yeah, just doing the fine tuning.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten to the stalls yet. I've only done 2 urinals and then the sink area. Alright, I think I'm going to call it. So, I'd like to thank everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. And if you're new and haven't done it so already, please subscribe. Very important to me and the channel. And if you want to help support the channel directly, there is Cash App donation. There is cash tag in the description, as well as the QR code in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Make sure to check out all the important links down in the description, whether it be social media or other channels, now including Alyssa's Twitch channel. I was going to do that in the last one, but I forgot. So, in there now, so you can check it out. Make sure to give her a follow. I don't know how frequently she's going to be broadcasting or what games she's going to be playing. Most likely games like this and Minecraft and Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, like that you guys enjoy here on the channel here. So, with all that said, I will see you guys in the next